Hello everyone, this is David and very nice to meet all of you. Today I will mainly introduce our INGCO angle grinders to all my dear friends. And also in today's video, I will introduce how you purchase different angle grinders with different working scenarios. And also I will introduce some cutting discs for the angle grinders. Except this, I will talk about the safety points and issue about using angle grinders. At last, of course, I will show you the details on how to use angle grinders for different working scenarios. So let's get started. First, let's briefly introduce angle grinders. Because there are also many different kinds of tools which can cut ceramic, tiles, and aluminum. But for cutting arrow, angle grinder, of course, are the most suitable tools. For example, INGCO cutting metal disc also have different sizes. We have the 105mm size, 115mm size, 125mm size. Even we have the big size model, like this 180mm size and 230mm size. So INGCO also has the full range of the disc. Each model has different functions. We can now see the bigger one is better or the smaller one is better. So when you choose the angle grinder, must be based on your real working situation. Some larger angle grinders can be used to cut the concrete and walls and so on. When choosing the size of the cutting disc, you should choose according to what you are actually cutting and the usage scenarios. Because different angle grinders correspond to different size of cutting disc. You can't put a 125mm cutting disc on a 110mm angle grinder, and also you can't put a 110mm saw blade on a 125mm angle grinder. The size of the angle grinder must be matched with the size of cutting disc. In addition to the size of disc, when you buy an angle grinder, you will also see we have the corded model and the lithium battery model. Actually, the battery model is safer and there is no risk of electricity shock. This is the general differences between the angle grinders and what to pay attention when buying. So you can choose whichever you need. And today we will use this cord angle grinder to show you the function later. Okay, next I will show you how to use the angle grinders and the function of different kind of cutting disc. First of all, let's look at the angle grinder itself. Like my INGCO angle grinder, just put the button up and it will start. Then there is a handle on the angle grinder that can be turned down. Either on this side or on another side of it, the handle depends on the angle you are going to use. So this handle can be removed, but be careful not to remove it like this. This is very dangerous because angle grinders are two-handled tools. So try to press the handle on it and use it with your two hands. This is the correct operation method. In addition to this handle, there is also a dust cover here. Because the angle grinder will have a lot of metal chips flying out when you cut, you don't want to splash on your face because the sawing is all iron powder and there is glass fiber in the saw blade. Okay, next I will put on this cutting disc on the angle grinder. You can see here is a button. If you want to put the disc on, you should press this button. Then you can adjust this wheel. You can see I can use my hand to loosen this part, and then I can put this disc on the angle grinder. There is also a spinner here. When you buy the angle grinder, it must be with the under grinder. You can also use this spanner to tighten this part, make sure it is safe. And above are the introduction of how to put the disc on the under grinder and how to use it.